Hmm, 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 hmm. Welcome to Pick Six, where we cover six teams in the NFL, that being the Raiders, the Cowboys, the Niners, the Packers, the Rams, and of course, our beloved Steelers. Why am I wearing? Yeah, look at that. The champ is back for now. For now, man. That will be replaced on this noggin right here. Why am I in a robe, man? Well, I'm a little under the weather. It's cool. Nothing, nothing that a little caldo con chile couldn't fix, man. But nonetheless, pow.
I gotta do the rest of the episode like right here, man. I want to catch any of those cooties.
Oh man, you're young. You'll recover fast. Anyway, let's talk about some recoveries when it comes to the gridiron. Eric, what do we got, man? After coming off of Thanksgiving football as we head into December football, man.
I feel like you're laying up the Aaron Rodgers Achilles tear. So we'll just talk about that just real quick.
Do it.
Just real quick,
man. Let's do it.
It's ridiculous. It's crazy. He was gone week 1 now. Not even a full season. He's already practicing. It's crazy. We've never seen that before.
Okay, was it like in the third play or something like that?
I think he only had 4 plays.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he goes down and he's out for the season. Now, to the best of my knowledge, there's no talks of him coming back yet. They're not talking about like, oh, he's gonna be here this week.
No, he's not. He's not.
But the fact that he's out there, that he's taking a couple of reps, that hey man, I think we see him.
It's crazy to think, man. He wants to get back out there. The only problem is I don't know if the Jets are going to be fighting for anything by the time he comes back, because they haven't been looking too great.
If it's past the point of no return, right? And it's like there's nothing to play for anymore other than just go out there and just play, right? Would you put him in?
No.
You wouldn't?
There's no point. I mean, You're already kind of risking it putting him in to begin with. And if you're not going to be playing for anything, then what are you doing there? Just wait for next year. Wait for next season.
Okay, because he could get injured again.
Right, and that could possibly carry over to the next season. You don't want any of that. So, I mean, if that's the case, just play it smart.
Hey, man, look, shout outs to the old guys, man. All right, because usually there'd be a young guy that would cover a heck of a lot faster. Aaron Rodgers is not a young dude when it comes to the NFL anymore. And the fact that, he's out there taking some snaps and everything. Hey, good for Aaron Rodgers.
It's more on science.
Yeah. Yeah. Here we go, man. Here we go. So, yeah, I don't think they should put him out there either if there's nothing to play for. But at the same time, as Aaron Rodgers, he's going to want to get out there at least for a couple of snaps in a real game. It's going to be hard to say no to him.
Yeah.
So I could see him taking a couple of reps. Yeah. Yeah.
And in a real game. I think the Jets are tired of being Aaron Rodgers-less. Who'd you hear that from first? Me right here. But next we'll go to our records just to see where we're at. So your record, you're sitting at a 31-27. Not too bad. Pretty good.
Yeah.
The champ is at 32 or 36-22.
Okay.
5 games above Cholo Trucker. Just thought I'd throw that out.
Okay. All right. 5. That's one hand. That's one hand, man. You chop a hand off, you still got a whole nother hand.
I just thought I'd throw out the records just to see where we're at.
Okay.
But
all right. There we go.
Now we have the Las Vegas Raiders, who are on a late bye week. Kind of threw me off.
Mm-hmm.
They're sitting at I think it was a 5-7 record, coming off a loss against Kansas City. Looking a lot better. What do you have to say on the Raiders?
Look, we're in the part of the season where that's it. The Raiders, to me, they're not going anywhere. I'm not really sure what to say about the Raiders, man. They lost to KC, who is their biggest rival, compared I mean, getting that from Raider fans, I guess I understand it's a division rival, but I mean that's it. I mean, does it really matter from here on now what the Raiders do anymore? I mean, look, we're good. Go out there and win. Definitely, you play the game to win the game, but there's no hope for them anymore, right? I mean, look what week we're in already.
Right. I mean, still mathematically at this current time, they're still technically playing for a potential wild card spot. It's going to be very hard to get into, though. I mean, the AFC is stacked. It is stacked this year, and you're going to pretty much have to win out if you want to get at those playoffs, and I don't see that happening.
Can they, with a bye week coming up? And by the way, are they now back down to earth? Have they come off that high of when they fired Josh McDaniels, when they benched Jimmy G, and they came off 2 straight victories saying like, yo, that's exactly what the problem is. Now look at us. Are they down from that high now?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. But they haven't looked as bad as they were. I mean, even though they lost the last 2 games, I know on the record, a loss is a loss no matter what. Haven't been looking too bad, and they lost to 2 top teams in the AFC. So, I mean, I don't think there's much to panic about. I think they should keep that head coach that they have going into next season. And, yeah, I think they'll be okay. I think they'll be okay.
They beat 2 sorry teams after that, and they lost to 2 good teams, which just makes me believe that they're not that good. They're just somewhere in between that.
Yeah,
so
say that too.
Hey, Raiders, go get it, man. Go get whatever it is that you can.
I'd say hold on to that head coach, man, because I think he could change the culture. I'm not saying that he will. I see that there's potential there.
Okay, all right.
Next, we have Thursday night football between the Seattle Seahawks walking into Dallas, or should I say Arlington, to play the Cowboys. The Seahawks are 6-5, coming off a Thanksgiving loss to the Niners, and the Cowboys are 8-3, coming off a win against the Commanders. Wow, good job, Cowboys.
Yeah, both of them on Thanksgiving.
Yeah. What do you got on this one? They didn't have that long week and a half or so,
right?
Like the usual Thursday game that you usually get. Right. So I mean, do you think it affects
Thursday to Thursday?
Yeah. Do you think it's a little off for them, or how do you think?
I think them, once they go back to a Sunday game, it might throw them off a little bit more. I mean, it can, it can, but I mean, they always play Thanksgiving. This is the last November game there is. Every game after this one is straight out December football, baby. That's right. And if you don't know what December football is, find somebody who does and ride with them. Where's this game at?
In Arlington.
Oh, in Arlington. The Seahawks upset me, actually. I think they're going to put up a much better game than what they did against the Niners. Don't get me wrong. The Niners are the Niners, man. Go Niners. The Niners are a good, strong team. I just thought Seahawks were going to put up a better fight than what they did. The Cowboys beating the Washington Redskins Commanders.
Football team.
What does that say? I don't really know. The Cowboys are a good team. The Seahawks got to bounce back after that loss. Are they going to do it against the Cowboys? I think they got a shot. I do. I think they got a shot to go down to Arlington, man, into Jerry's world and get that victory. Do I pick them to do that, though? No, I don't. I think they lose again. I think the Cowboys get this victory at home and send the Seahawks flying back with only one wing. Try doing that. But will I be so surprised if the Seahawks get this victory? No, actually, I wouldn't, man. I was a little bit higher on the Cowboys earlier this year. You guys can remember that. As time went on, they just kind of became somewhat of a average team to me. There's nothing really special there that I'm looking at where I'm like, man, these Man, them boys. Man, them boys. But look, they're good enough. Okay, good enough to do what? Good enough to win this game.
All right. I'm sitting on an 83 record.
Yeah.
But look, man, I just feel like a lot of their schedule has just been weak. Really weak. And 2 out of their 3 losses were to teams that were actually top teams in the NFC, that being the Niners and the Eagles. Okay? Take that however you want. That's just how it is. That's just what it is. Okay? I mean, they beat the Commanders. Like, they're not even a good team. Not even a good team.
I don't even know if they're a team.
And they look good. Don't get me wrong, they look good when they're not playing good competition. You could even say they look great. Scoring 40 plus points sometimes against those teams.
And I think that is what captured me, right? Because they look great, but they look great against, not good competition.
Right.
They look great. And I think I was a prisoner of the moment, saying like, "Oh man, them boys, man, them boys." I still think they are somewhat of a good team. I just don't. I'm not as high on them as I was earlier in the season.
So as for this game, Seattle, it just seems like they're up and down this year. Some people thought they were going to be a little bit better, some just okay. And they've gone through a lot of, like a hill, man. It's just the whole season. And that loss to the Niners, man, I really wanted that to be a good game. I picked the Niners, but at some point I was like, man, kind of want Seattle to start scoring some touchdowns or something, man. Just didn't happen. I'll go Cowboys, I guess. It really wouldn't surprise me if Seattle wins, though.
Okay. Yeah, that's the way I'm going. That's exactly the way I'm going. Go get it, Cowboys. But at the same time, I think the Seahawks can get this victory. Yes, definitely.
Oh, yeah. Next, we have the Cleveland Browns, or as some would say, the Cleveland Browns, going into SoFi to play the Rams. The Browns are 7-4, coming off a loss against, if I can pull this up real quick, against Broncos Country, huh?
Wow.
And the Rams are 5-6, coming off of a win against the Cardinals. What do we have in this?
Okay, if you're not a Rams fan and if you're not a Browns fan, how many people are watching this game?
That's my level of interest. That's my level of interest. Sorry, Rams fans.
Woo! Oh man. This is gonna be at SoFi, the home of the Rams. They will be home team. They will be home team, man. Not a lot of Browns fans out here. I'll let you go first, man. I'm having trouble coming up with the interest on this game, man. But I'll let you go first. What are you gonna be looking for in this game?
My goodness. Browns defense.
Right? Okay.
That's it, man. There's nothing that excites me about this game except for, I guess, the Browns defense. That's really it. I think the Browns, I guess they win. I'm going Browns.
Okay. Okay. Do they hold the offense? Do they hold the offense to under 2 touchdowns?
I think so.
Really?
I think so.
Okay. So 1 touchdown. Do they get that?
I think they get 10 or maybe 13 points.
Okay.
It's going to be a boring game.
Wow.
Sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
You know what? You got to believe if you want to achieve. I'm going to say this is game of the week right here, man. All right. I want to turn this around, man. Turn that frown upside down and let's all watch Rams versus Browns. Let's start a movement, man. No, you don't have to be a fan of either one of these teams. Let's just be a fan of this game. How about that? I will be watching this game. I'll tell you guys that. Okay, I do have the YouTube ticket, and I will be. Mark my words, I will be watching this game. All right. And I'll be there, and it's going to be a damn good game, damn exciting game, the best game of the week. And who am I picking? I am going to pick the Rams. Home team, baby. Go get them Browns. Let's go.
That somehow made me less excited for this game. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just being honest here, okay? I think the Browns defense is gonna overwhelm Matt Stafford and that offense. The Browns offense isn't great because they don't have Deshaun, they don't have Chubb. I think it's gonna be a 13-9 game. Browns win.
Well, I think that offense, that Rams offense, Stafford is going to give a staph infection to that Browns defense, man. And it's going to be a high score. They're going to run up that board, man. I will be watching. I will be watching that game. Believe you and me, I will be watching that game. Go get them, Rams. Pow, man. Let's go.
Someone's got to watch it.
Yes.
All right, next we have the Kansas City Chiefs going into Lambeau to play the Packers. This is Sunday Night Football. Sunday Night Football.
Okay.
The Chiefs are 8-3 coming off a win against the Raiders, and the Packers are 5-6 coming off of a win against the Lions. The Lions of Detroit, because there's plenty of Lions out there.
Yes. When I think Detroit, man, it's Lions. Lion power, man. Okay. You guys hear the term horsepower because it's Motor City? It's lion power, man. Okay. Hey, man. That was the first game on Thanksgiving morning. And I was like, holy smokes. I almost text you, man. Are you watching this? Like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm pretty high on the Lions. Right? The Lions are pretty quietly a very good team. And the Packers, not so much. The Packers seem like they're still trying to find find out who they are and everything like that. Damn. I don't know if they found out who they are, but they just went in with some bad intentions on that game, man. And they're straight poachers of Lions. Like, damn, that's the way they went in there, man. Just poaching, right? Illegally, just killing lions and taking their teeth, dog.
Animal cruelty, man.
Oh, man, these lions had no teeth, man. At least not for the Packers. Damn, dog, these Packers went in there and lit these boys up, dog. Eric, what the heck happened?
I didn't get to watch the whole game, but from what I was seeing, man, Packers looked good. Lions didn't. They were making Lions made a lot of mistakes, especially in that first half. Fumbling the ball, just turnovers, everything like that, man. They just weren't looking good. Do you think it was so much the Packers were like really good, or you think it was more of a rivalry thing? Because they're division rivals. You think that's what kind of, brought them up? Or the Lions haven't won a Thanksgiving game in I don't know how long either, so they're probably just cursed on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and they're grandfathered into Thanksgiving, and people have been complaining about that for a long time. But I mean, I get, look, it can be that the Lions are like, hey, you know what? We're a really good team. And the Packers, they're really struggling. It's Thanksgiving. We probably don't have to try that much. They could have got caught off guard. The Packers they didn't beat them. They beat them up, man. Who do I think is a better team? The Lions. The Lions, by far. So by far, I want to make that clear. By far, the Lions are a better team. But who was a better team that morning? Oh, well, it was the Packers. And by far. And the scoreboard showed it. Now, did they make a lot of mistakes? The Lions, yeah. But, I mean, I don't really know how to put that in context of like, wow, they beat themselves. Well, I mean, Packers got to capitalize on that. And they did.
You're right.
And they did. So maybe the Packers are like, hey, look, man. I think the Packers were just way more up for this game than the Lions were.
The Lions,
I'll put it to you like that.
I think the Lions thought it was Christmas and were giving out gifts already on
It
Thanksgiving.
was wow, man. It was very, very, very surprising to watch. So anyway, okay, so for this game is KC versus
Green Bay.
Green Bay. KC. Where's this game at?
The Lambeau.
Yeah, Casey's going there and win pretty easily. Two possession game, probably even 3.
You don't think the Packers pull off another upset?
Not 2 in a row.
Okay.
Not 2 in a row. Give it a little bit of space, and maybe they pull off another upset a little bit more down the road.
Yeah.
We're starting to run out of weeks in the regular season, but I think they got one more upset in them, but not back to back.
Well, I'm rocking with the chop this week. All right. It's not what this game would have been if Aaron Rodgers was still on the Packers. Mahomes versus Rodgers. Not that, man. Packers are not that team anymore. Actually, they haven't been looking too bad as of recent, but they still need to give us some time. Chiefs, we already know what they are. Super Bowl contenders year in, year out. And they're just a better team. I think they go in there and beat them 2, maybe 3 possessions.
Okay. All right. What else we got?
This should be the game of the week. Not sure Cleveland Browns, LA Ram game. This is an NFC Championship rematch between the San Francisco 49ers and the Philadelphia Eagles. Niners are 8-3, coming off a divisional win against the Seahawks. And the Eagles are 10-1, coming off a close game against Buffalo, man. They just eked out that win. What do we have in this one in Philly? Always sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, it's gonna be nice, hot, and sunny in Philadelphia for this game. This is the match that, just a few weeks into the season, everybody was waiting for. Everybody kept looking at the schedule. When do these two teams meet each other? When do we see the Niners play the Eagles, right? They went undefeated for I forgot how many weeks, and everybody kept marking this down on their calendar. Well, it's here. Still a sexy matchup, even though both teams have lost, the Niners losing more games, but I think it's still a sexy matchup. The fact that it's in Philly, well, that might speak a little bit more volumes, leaning towards the Eagles. Man, I think the weather's gonna come in, man. It's gonna be nice, chilly out there. How much do you get to the ball up in the air? Yes, they're gonna be throwing, but we want to throw as much? Not really sure. Good matchup. I'll be watching this one unless it's at the same time that the Rams and Browns are.
It's at the same time.
I
believe. Let me check that.
Then I'm gonna be watching Rams and Browns. Look, I got 3 TVs. I'll put this game on one of the small TVs. On one of the small TVs, man, because I'm watching Browns and Rams.
Yeah, it's at the same time. So.
Okay. I will be watching it on one of the small TVs because on the big TV, Browns and Rams, game of the week. Wow. Remember I said that. This one, damn, man, this is gonna be a tough one. I think the Eagles, I think the Niners, I think they've kind of found their way back to what they were. I think they needed these losses that they took. What did they take? 3 losses in a row?
3, yeah.
Yeah, I think they found their way back. You know what? I'm gonna go Niners, man.
Damn it!
I'm gonna go Niners. Let's go with the Wild West Coast, baby.
Are you kidding me, man?
I go Niners. Yes, I go Niners. Yeah. Yes.
Why am I not liking your pick? Is because I was gonna go Niners.
Mm. Okay.
Here's why.
Let's hear.
Here's why.
Let's hear it.
Eagles got the last laugh last season. Okay. Niners didn't even have a freaking quarterback. They didn't have a quarterback that game.
Yeah, that's right, man.
This game, I'm sure, was circled for the 49ers. They wanted this game. They probably wanted this game week 1. They probably wanted this game in July. They probably wanted this game the day after.
This is their Super Bowl.
They want this game.
They don't even care about the Super Bowl. They care about this game.
You know, now they have Brock Purdy. I mean, their defense, I'm sure, is better. I mean, they have Chase Young now. The Eagles aren't facing that same Niners team in the NFC Championship game. They're not. Okay, and I'm sure this Niner team is fired up. Because if I was in that situation, I'd be fired up too, man. This is a game that the Niners really want to win. Is it the same for the Eagles? I don't know. I feel like the Niners are going to bring a heck of a lot more intensity. That's why I'm picking.
Okay, so you're going Niners.
I'm still going Niners.
Okay. I'm kind of a little compelled to go Eagles here, man.
I hope you do.
You know what? All this fiery, rah stuff and everything, they're going to get off the airplane and that fire is going to cool down with that weather over there. Let's go Eagles. I changed my pick. I think the Eagles come out with the victory on this one. Yes, I agree with you that this one is for the Niners. I mean, that last time, last season, man, that was sad to watch. That was sad to watch. And I think the Niners are going to put out a valiant effort and come up just a little short of the victory, but enough for they could come out with their head high. So,
and I can most definitely see it going either way. I really can.
Yeah, but yeah, go with the Eagles.
Potentially could go
Right.
to the Eagles.
I'll keep an eye on it while I'm watching Rams versus Browns.
Okay.
Game of the week.
Last but certainly not least, we have the Arizona Cardinals walking into Pittsburgh to play the Steelers.
Okay.
Cardinals are 2-10. 2-10 coming off a loss against the Rams. Steelers are 7-4 coming off a win against the Bengals. Let's talk about it.
All right, let's talk about it, man. First game without Canada.
Right.
Okay. First game that they go over 400 yards in I forgot how long.
Since week 2 of 2020.
And they're the only team to have not gone over 400 yards. The only team in all the NFL to go over 400 yards in that time space.
Not only that, every team has done it at least 3 times.
Think about that. That is sad.
And they still had a winning record in that span. Just ridiculous.
Okay. All right. Look. Let's not get too carried away. Okay. I thought they looked good. All right. But they're playing the Bengals. All right. They're playing the Bengals. The Bengals are not a good team. Again, you gotta make these decisions strategically well, right? Just like the Raiders did when they got rid of their coach and all that, right? Do it when you got some games coming up that you know you're going to win, okay? They did it against the Bengals. They come out, they look good, they look great at some points, all right? 400 yards. This is a game that I felt that we were winning by a lot, but we weren't.
Bengals have a solid defense. It's not the best in the league,
okay,
but it's solid.
I mean, look, that's the thing about the NFL. That's the thing about the NFL, right? It's like stats in the NFL, man, don't really tell the entire story. It's like, how do you go over 400 yards and only have 16 points? it felt, like, man, we are in control of this game. But in reality, man, scoreboard wise, the Bengals were pretty much in the game the entire time.
Even had the lead.
Yeah. So, I'm glad the players look good. I thought Najee Harris looked a lot better. I still like Warren though. This was against the Bengals. To me, I'm not gonna trash them. Look, they look good. I'm glad. Keep it up. Deontay Johnson, honestly, I've seen enough, man. I've seen enough. I don't think this dude's that good. He can't catch. He cannot catch. I don't think he's a bad receiver. I think he's just a decent receiver. But if this dude's going to be starting problems and issues, which there are some, then it's time for this fool kick sticks, dog. I don't think he's all that good. He's just okay. And if he's starting issues, then they're probably just better without him. But look, Kenny Pickett looked good. A lot of the players look good. Again, it's game 1 against the Bengals, who are a bad team. And now we play another very bad team in the Cardinals, which, again, that's cool. You play who you have in front of you. So go out there and make it happen, right? But I don't want to, float off into fairy tale la la land like some of the Raider fans did and say, like, yeah, see? I mean, some of the play calls were there. Firemouth. Heck, they're using him right across the middle. So, I mean, they are doing things, in between the numbers. They weren't doing that with Matt Canada. They were always going to the corners. So, I mean, things have changed. And it's good that it's good that you got these two teams right here so you could practice on a couple of things. But again, I still think there's some issues that need to be worked out.
Okay. That was the best I've seen Kenny Pickett his whole career. He was throwing dimes, absolute dimes. Okay, not every pass. Okay, there was still a few underthrown, maybe overthrown. That's the best he's looked his whole career. I get numbers wise. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Not really pretty, but I mean, he was getting it done. The thing that I could take, or the one bad thing that I could take from this offense that past week, 16 points. Over 400 yards, 16 points. You got to finish those drives. It should have been 23 points. It really should have been. Why did Mike Tomlin not challenge that no touchdown? I have no idea. He had 3 feet in. I get he didn't survive the ground, but once you have 3 feet in, that's a touchdown, people. Okay?
At least it should be. All that stuff is still kind of shaky waters, I guess. But yeah, it's like, oh, you got to finish the play all the way through and through. I mean, yeah, I heard the commentary and they said, hey, he should have challenged that. And then there's other times where I'm like, where I hear like, well, no, he's got to finish the play all the way through. It's still kind of like, I don't know, shaky, foggy waters, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, just going, he took 3 steps and he was down and then the ball comes out.
Right.
I mean,
I thought it was a touchdown, but I mean, good thing it didn't affect the outcome of the game.
Right.
Yeah, that's the important thing.
Yeah.
As for Deontay Johnson, I don't know what you were doing that play after. That was ridiculous. I'm glad that Minkah Fitzpatrick got all over him after the game. Well needed. Hopefully that changes things. And Steelers should be getting Minkah pretty soon. I don't know if it's this week. It could be in the next couple of weeks, but should be getting him back pretty soon. I like what I saw from the Steelers. They're only going to get better, man. That's how I see it. I finally saw some progression here. That offense is pretty young, man. Pretty young. You're only going to see progression from here, hopefully.
Okay, is that a good thing that they're pretty young? Do we not need a veteran or two right there to set some of these boys straight?
Or
to, I don't mean set.
I mean Hayward and
I don't mean
like
set
that,
them straight like to beat them up or anything, but just to be out there and show them the game, man. Show them what's up. Show them what December means, right? December football and that kind of grind. I mean, they are a young team, man, and things like what happened with Deontay Johnson. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? That has got to be really tough when you're out there, man. You want everybody to be driving for the same thing, and when you see somebody not driving as hard as you are, like that can be a little debilitating, man.
Yeah.
So I heard what Mike Tomlin said. He said, well, I'm going to leave that up to to Deontay to come out and talk to the team and everything. But is it all forced, or is it going to be really genuine from the heart and say, like, hey, guys, you know what? Hey, I'm sorry about that, man. I'm in this 100%. Or is he just going to come out and, rah, just because he has to? So he's not that good either, man. That's what I'm saying. I'm not like, I'm cool if they just, cut this fool. But at the same time, they got him under contract, right? Financially, it really doesn't make sense to get rid of him.
Well, I mean, you still have veterans on the defense, so hopefully they can set them straight. But as far as offense, that's why I've been saying this whole time. If I have high hopes for this season, okay, not necessarily for them to go to the Super Bowl because of the lack of experience offensively. That's why. Okay. And I feel the same way. Even if they start just absolutely balling out the rest of the season, playoff is a lot different. The playoffs are a lot different. As for this one, man, Steelers should beat them. But I've been a Steelers fan for about 12 years or so, 12, 13 years. I know how this team plays against teams that they're supposed to beat.
Oh, yeah, man. Sometimes the Steelers have been a team to give another team their very first and only victory in a season. So they should win this game. It's weird. It's crazy to me that they have a winning record. It is, man. It is. That's so badass, dog. They kind of remind me of Tim Tebow. The Steelers right now are kind of like Tim Tebow. Like, they're just horrible, but they're just Tim Tebow was just winning. He was a terrible quarterback, but he was winning. Hey, man, go get it, Steelers. Go get it, man. Keep getting this victory.
I read a comment the other day. It was after the win. They were saying finally the Steelers have a better offense than the Steelers defense. Basically saying that the defense had a better offense than the Steelers offense.
Right.
I thought that was hilarious.
That's good, man. That's good.
Well, but they should win this game.
Yeah.
Like, really, this 5-game stretch should win all 5. Really. It's really only till week 17 and 18 where there's some actual true competition, that being Seattle and Baltimore. Hey, man, we could look at Steelers-Ravens week 18 for the division. Not necessarily because the Steelers are so good, but because the next couple games aren't that bad for Pittsburgh.
I see. So not because they're that good, but that's just the way the cards just lay, man. That's the way the hand is just dealt.
That's Tomlin. Tomlin, isn't
it? I like that. Let's go, man. Steelers are going to the Super Bowl, baby. And by the way, game of the week this week, week 13. Browns, Rams, and this guy right here will be watching it. Unlike all you losers that are not going to be watching it, wasting your time watching all these other games. I'm telling you guys, man, game of the week, I called it. Go Steelers.
Kind of don't want to fist pump you after that. But go Steelers, man. Let's go.